Hi, today I'm going to explain the zero, first, and seconds conditionals in English. I'll show how they work in affirmative, negative, interrogative forms and give examples. Let's begin. In zero conditional, we use the zero conditional for things that are always true or facts. A structure if plus present simple and present simple. In affirmative, if I don't study, I don't learn. If you heat water to 100 degrees, it boils. In negative, if I don't practice, I don't improve. If she doesn't eat breakfast, she doesn't feel energized. In interrogative, if you don't study, do you fail the exam? Does it rain if the temperature drops? The first conditional, we use the first conditional for real or possible situations in the future. Structure if plus present simple, will plus base verb. In affirmative, if I study hard, I will pass the exam. If you work hard, you will succeed. In negative, if I don't study, I won't pass the exam. If she doesn't practice, she won't improve. In interrogative, if you study, will you pass the exam? Will you succeed if you work hard? The second conditional. We use the second conditional for hypothetical or unreal situations. The structure is if plus past simple, would plus base verb. In affirmative, if I studied more, I would get better grades. If I had a lot of money, I would travel the world. In negative, if I didn't study, I wouldn't pass the exam. If she didn't have the skills, she wouldn't succeed. In interrogative, if you studied more, would you get better grades? Would you travel the world if you had a lot of money? To continue, I said 15 sentences in zero, first, and second conditional. In zero conditional, if I study every day, I remember everything. If I don't pay attention in class, I forget important information. If I follow the teacher's instructions, I finish my homework correctly. If I do my assignments on time, I understand the material better. If I take good notes, I do well on the exams. In first conditional, if I study hard tonight, I will pass the test tomorrow. If I attend all my classes, I will improve my grades. If I study for 2 hours, I will finish the assignment. If I review my notes, I will be ready for the exam. If I focus during the lesson, I will learn more. In second conditional, if I studied more, I would get better grades. If I had a quiet place to study, I would concentrate better. If I studied every day, I would feel more confident in exams. If I had a study partner, I would learn faster. If I had more time to study, I would get better results. That's it. I hope this video helps you understand the conditional better. Thank you for watching.